arguably one of the most neglected IP Nintendo owns is F Zero. This is an IP that pioneered technology back on the Super Nintendo. It showcased a lot of power that the GameCube had. Overall, as a franchise in the early eras of Nintendo, it was a phenomenal franchise. But in the longest time, we haven't really seen much from F Zero minus Captain Falcon in Super Smash Bros. So to see F Zero 99 make a return in 2023 on a Nintendo Switch is a fantastic sight to see. But how does it play? How does taking F Zero, the original F Zero, adding 99 players, actually make a difference and actually make this game playable in 2023 for a modern audience? Let's talk about it. So I want to get one thing out of the way immediately, and it's the fact that I absolutely love the gameplay loop of F-Zero. I love how fast the cars are and how kind of crazy it is to control. So I'm an easy mark for F-Zero 99. When I saw this at the Nintendo Direct, I was immediately happy. I went and downloaded it immediately, and I had a blast playing it for myself. Doing like the races as they kind of like rank up, and you start with like the 25 races, the 50 like kind of qualifying races were really fun, and it's a really fun addition to get you used to playing F-Zero with so much people around you. And then when you start playing with 99 people, it's one of those things that as you're playing, you can't imagine how 99 people are going to be able to fit on this track. And when you finally get to the 99 people and they show you that like Fall Guys zoom out where you're neck and neck with all the 99 people, and you just know that you're about to get into something insane and chaotic. I absolutely love it. For me, again, I'm an easy mark for a game like this. So if you're like me and you grew up playing any F-Zero game, you're gonna love this. There's nothing wrong about this game. It does F-Zero right. It cleans it up to make it play a little bit better. Adding 99 people adds a level of chaos you never expected F-Zero to really have. So for me and people like me, you're gonna love this game. There's no question about it. But what about people who have never played an F-Zero game? Because let's be honest, the Nintendo Switch has not been doing F-Zero right as far as representation. There's tons of people who know Captain Falcon but never played or seen an F-Zero game. So would really F-Zero 99, which is essentially just F-Zero back on the Super Nintendo with 99 people, but it plays exactly the same, it looks very similar, is that really going to be enough to hold the attention of a more modern day gamer, someone who doesn't play these type of games often? Well, to find out, I went and I had my wife play this game. She's never played F-Zero, she's never really heard of F-Zero. She kind of knows who Captain Falcon is from Smash Bros. So on the screen has been her gameplay playing, and I just wanted to give it a test to see how addictive this game could be for someone like her. So pretty early on, I think she decided that she was not going to like this game. The cars didn't really look interesting to her. There was no character she could really latch onto to say, this is the reason why I'm playing this. Like a Mario or like a Sonic. Those games that have like a mascot that's very recognizable. In this game, you switch through a bunch of pixelated cars and none of them interested her in any kind of way. And then when she began playing the qualifying rounds, she did not get a hold of the controls as quickly as someone like me did. She was a little bit irritated by the fact that she didn't know all the things that were going on. Like when she was driving through the pit stop and she was charging her car, she thought she was being attacked by something. Stuff like that, that again, like she didn't get her first round through. But towards the end of that first round, she began to get the controls a little bit more. She began to understand the loop really quickly. And then from there, she absolutely fell in love with this game as much as she wanted to say she didn't. She was saying how she wants to keep going even though the game was irritating her. And then after the qualifying rounds, she finally got good enough in the skill level to get through the qualifying rounds and actually make it to the 99 people. Again, it was a level of, I think, addictiveness that this game has that could keep the attention span of people who aren't really used to this type of graphics, aren't used to this type of controls, people who pretty easily would not play F-Zero back on the Super Nintendo. Adding 99 players, adding the online competitiveness of playing against other people, adding a bunch of different modes, cleaning up the gameplay, a lot of stuff that this game is doing right, that not just mixes up and changes what the original F-Zero loop is, but also kind of modernizes it in a way that is so true to the original F-Zero. It's a game that whether you grew up with F-Zero or whether you've never played F-Zero before, you're going to absolutely have a blast with F-Zero 99. So just to sum it up real quick, F-Zero 99 on the Nintendo Switch Online is a fantastic addition to NSO. This is a fantastic addition to F-Zero as a whole. And honestly, this is probably my favorite experience playing F-Zero. Now, I never played a lot of F-Zeros that some people hold to be like the greatest, like F-Zero GX, etc. I did play the F-Zero back on Super Nintendo. I played F-Zero on the Nintendo 64. And overall, I like F-Zero. But this, for me, elevates the original F-Zero gameplay loop to another level that just makes it so much more fun, so much more addicting, that I feel like not only satisfies the need of someone like me who enjoyed playing F-Zero back then, but also of people who've never experienced F-Zero before. This definitely adds a reason for them to give this game a shot, and overall, I'm just happy to see it back. Anyways, you guys, that's going to end my final thoughts in this review. I highly recommend F-Zero 99. Give it a shot. It's on NSO. It does make that $20 a little bit more worth it. Anyways, you guys, like this video if you guys like this video. Please consider subscribing, as that does help us out tons. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video.